I'm Judy Shaw for NYSE Floor Talk. Joining me today is David O'Rourke. He is the president and CEO of the New York Racing Association. David, so great to see you. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me on. This is great.
So exciting news this weekend. Belmont Park takes a center stage for the 152nd running of the Belmont Stakes on June 20th. So wonderful, something we've all been looking forward to. So now let's talk about what's actually going to be happening. Now, in a pre-pandemic world, the Belmont Stakes is typically the third leg of the Triple Crown.
Right.
But now we're going to see for the first time in history where the Belmont Stakes is going to be the first leg of the Triple Crown. Tell me about this.
So when Churchill postponed the Derby, they rescheduled it for Labor Day weekend. So that, typically that would be the first race. So immediately, you look at the traditional calendar and that would have the Belmont Stakes being run in October. And that's towards the end of our season. And the first week in November is the Breeders' Cup, which is kind of like our Super Bowl. So right off the bat, we kind of felt we'd like to run it early. We thought it would fit better. We have another large 3-year-old race, the Travers. So we thought at the time, if we can get back to racing in June, we'd like to put the race around that time. And because it's the first race, we shorten the distance as well. So it's unique this year, but I think a lot of things are unique this year. And so it's going to be the first race. It's going to be run at 1 1/8 miles, and it's going to be a good show on Saturday.
Oh, yes, indeed. So now you mentioned that it's going to be a shorter race. What other changes can we expect to see?
Other than that, no, it's going to be it's a one-turn race, which is kind of different for that distance at 1 1/8 miles. But that's the only change. It's a big one, but that's the only change you're going to see.
So what protocols are going to be in place at the track on the 20th?
So what we've all gotten used to is social distancing, and everyone who enters the property, and this goes on every day here, temperature checks, wear face masks, stay apart. So there won't be anyone in the stands. We're running without spectators, and so you'll see everyone wearing a face mask. You'll see a sparse amount of people out there, and it's different. It's going to be usually during the Belmont when they run the race. This is a huge facility and it roars. And I think at that moment it's going to be interesting because you'll actually be able to hear the horses run past you here.
That'll definitely be the truth. So now you mentioned that the spectators are not going to be in attendance. So how are you engaging your fans if they're not able to be in attendance? Television.
So we're on Fox Sports pretty much every day, and the Belmont will be on NBC. And we'll have coverage throughout the day, starting with Fox Sports in the morning. I think we go on at 11:30, and then we'll go on to NBC Network at 3 o'clock, and that's where you can catch the Belmont Stakes.
Okay, now I know a lot of the top contenders, they've had injuries, so we're not going to see them in the race. So tell me, who's the favorite?
Tis the Law. It's a hometown horse, too. And it's an interesting background. I don't know if you remember a horse, Funny Side. It's the same connections. And so he's the favorite in the race. And, it's a good field, actually. Sol Volante. It's going to be a very interesting race.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and what's the purse?
It's $1 million. The purse is down, actually, this year. It's $1.5 million the last several years. But we have to adjust with the times. And so we brought the purse down. It's still $1 million. It's a lot of money. It's a big race. And we're looking forward to it.
All right. And finally, Dave, so tell me, where can we all watch on Saturday?
So you can catch the undercard on Fox Sports at 11:30. And NBC goes live on broadcast at 3 o'clock. And the big race will go off towards the end of that broadcast.
Wonderful. Well, I know I will definitely be tuning in, and we'll be looking forward to it. So, Dave, thank you so much for joining me on Floor Talk.
Yeah, thanks for having me.